Hey everyone, welcome back to Gamerbloo. This is your host Wadi. I'm with two of my good friends. They they can say their names again. I forgot.
Papa
Kamal.
Alright. So a couple weeks ago we went to see the movie The Batman. Which to me I think is a good like detective type movie, but overall it was dull. Very, very, very dull. I had like some like suspenseful scenes, but it didn't really get me off my seats, like off my seat. I think Robert Pattinson plays a good Batman, but I don't think he's a good Bruce Wayne.
He was basically the same character.
Yeah.
He's just Batman with the mask and then Batman without the mask. So
yeah.
Well, they weren't like two different characters in this movie. So take that for what you will. That movie was so long, 3 hours.
Yeah.
For like the very first story. I mean, you're asking a lot, and I feel like so much could have been cut out of that movie to like make it better. It's like I was watching something made by like Kojima, where it was just so much stuff thrown in, just all over. Like, really needed an editor to like put their reins on that. Well, what did you think?
Yeah, I think with it being the first movie in the series, they took 3 hours, and this one didn't do like the lead. Well, I don't know what it's called, Legion of Shadows that Batman normally do. With that bad guy. Yeah, he didn't do his training. How he, it's like they took 3 hours and didn't do any of that. They didn't even show his parents getting killed, which everybody's kind of overseeing all that. But They took 3 hours, didn't even show that. So it was like, what are we watching for 3 hours? It was like, what are we watching for 3 hours? And
we're watching him stare at Catwoman.
I do think like as the first movie, they could have definitely cut it shorter. But it is going to be. I think the next one's going to be good because he kind of looked kind of like. You could tell his technology, other than the eye scanner. Other than that, the Batmobile didn't look too good to me, So maybe it's almost like the Dark Knight movie. This part 2 of Joker, everyone liked. Part 1 to me was okay. I didn't really like the first one, but part 2 was good, and then I like the one with Bane. So it do seem promising, but I don't think everyone's feeling Batman so far. Like just Robert Pattinson himself, I don't think people are feeling him as Batman for the next 2 or 3 movies. So. But we'll see.
It made a lot of money. I think it's up to like 500 million worldwide, which is really good. Especially during the pandemic era, so that's,
Yeah, it's like post-pandemic.
Yeah, post-pandemic, that's still a lot of money, and it's a 3-hour movie that made a lot of money, so kudos to them. I mean, I didn't really love the movie. Like, I'll probably never see it again. But, look, I can appreciate what they've done. And it's really like a crime, like a gangster movie, like that happens to have Batman in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did like how it started though. I would say the first hour to me was real good. Like when Batman was talking and half this, those bad guys, some of them were like scared of him. They take cover when the signal go in the sky and the city was all full of crime riddled and everything. And it's like, I did like how they kind of started it up.
I would have liked more of that.
The first hour to me was good. Yeah.
I would have liked like more of that, where Batman is kind of like a menacing threat, and you don't like know where he's going to be.
Yeah.
I feel like after that, like the Riddler just wasn't really afraid of him at all during the whole movie. But then the Riddler kind of thought they were the same person. So
yeah,
I guess it makes sense if he's not. I guess so. Leading off into that, what did you guys think of the Riddler as the villain?
I think they could have made him a little bit more of a mystery. I think, like, I will be kept on guessing who the Riddler will be. Let's say Batman suspected it will be this guy, but actuality is another guy. They should have done something like that. I think that would be guessing, like, keep on guessing who the Riddler is. But I mean, I think the character himself is pretty. To me, it's pretty weak. But as far as like the overall, like the clues and the hints and stuff like that, I think that's pretty good. But
what do you expect from the Riddler?
Yeah,
and stuff.
I mean the rep. Yeah, he was good to me. He was kind of dark. You know, he was torturing people.
Yeah.
I didn't really see. You know, I'm a big fan of the Batman animated series. So the old Riddler, you know, he was fine too. So
He's like
this
super
Riddler
like
was more dark and he was killing
exaggerated.
people. And only thing is, I'm not gonna lie. When he revealed himself, it looked like a nerd. I was like, nah. I don't know. For some reason, the way the Riddler looked, as you know, when he was revealed, did not match the shit he was doing to me. But that's the only thing I had to say. But I thought he was okay.
Well, you know, no one cared about him before he put on the mask. So,
Yeah.
but Brian, I do like what you said about wondering who the Riddler was. Like, I feel like that would have been like a cool element
Yeah.
if like part of like the mystery would be like the Riddler revealing who he was and like who he could possibly be versus a lot of other, I guess, you know, fake people he would have planted. But that's like a cool thing that we didn't get to see. But I would have liked to see that, like a bit more mystery within the Riddler, because there really wasn't that much mystery about him per se. Throughout it, it was more of like you knew he existed, he was doing things, and he basically wants you to catch him. So, but I would have liked another layer added onto that of like who am I?
Yeah.
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 Okay,
Next villain.
so I guess we could just jump through some of the characterization. So, Robert Pattinson as Batman. As young Batman, like fine. Like I don't really have expectations for what I think a young Batman looks like. So, I mean, he did look like, I guess he got like a costume out of Hot Topic, but he kind of had like the look of someone who would shop there. I mean, I guess that's fine. When you decide to be a Batman, you have a lot of issues, and it kind of carried over with his characterization of how he wanted to really be Batman all the time, day and night. But I mean, Batman can't really operate during the day currently, like in this world. So he basically just sits in his cave and he does like his tech stuff. But you don't really get that much background like about him and like what led him to that. Because this is like an alternate retelling of Batman, so it kind of makes us reach back into other movies and other things we've seen for his motivations and like how he learned to do what he's doing, which isn't really correct because this is like a different Batman. So that was like a miss there.
You didn't see him train to be Bat, you know, do anything. Did Alfred teach him how to? Well, I think they mentioned in the movie that.
Yeah, like in passing, like Alfred's like, you know, I taught you things, but it's like, what do you really teach him? Teach him how to.
That's true. And if Alfred did teach him, I would have probably liked the scene where Alfred would have had to get down with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Alfred just like flips him in the back cave.
Like Alfred go with him to like that funeral, and you know, Alfred got to throw somebody against the wall and body slam somebody a little bit.
Alfred got to like throw some hands.
That would be funny.
But yeah, I know a lot of people saying he's like he looked skinny, he looked frail. One of my coworkers hated that they kept showing his back or something, but I think that was just one scene. You know, build character to show his war scars.
Yeah, this Batman is not like the bulky, huge Batman, but that Batman is really like 45, plus years old. This is like, I don't know, like, what is it, mid-20s Batman?
Yeah,
mid-20s Batman.
Like just starting. Like
yeah, so this is supposed to be like year 2, like his second year-ish of being Batman. Yeah. So you know,
he hasn't really hit the gym. So yeah.
I don't know if we'll ever see Robin, but I mean, yeah, this Batman's not on, you know, the roids yet, so he hasn't bulked up. But I mean, he'll need to because he's kind of, you know, his technique isn't really that great. But again, it's year 2, so.
I remember we were watching Andreas. I was sitting next to you, and I was like, if he gets stunned one more time, is he kept getting stunned?
Yeah,
he got like stunned twice. I was like, man, that's enough. No more. He better not get stunned for the rest of this movie.
I mean, it's believable. He's new Batman, so he's not like that great.
Yeah.
He was taking bullets. Yeah, he was
thank you for reminding me. So I did not like that at all. Like I have never in any like iteration of Batman seen a Batman just walk through machine gun fire. That's like a completely different character. Like, you're not Batman anymore. You're like someone else. Like, are you Iron Man? Like, what is this? You're just gonna walk through machine gun fire? Like, I get it that in a more realistic setting, he can't like dodge bullets as they show, but still, you can't just have him walking through machine gun fire. He took like hundreds of bullets in this movie.
Yeah.
But it made me think, how did I watch the last 5-6 Batman movies? It made me want to go back and look at every scene where he got shot at. Because it was like, no one has ever thought of that in the previous movie. Just make his whole body bulletproof or Teflon or whatever they call it. But I don't know. To me, that was interesting. It made me want to go back to all the Batman movies and watch the shooting scenes.
And they probably weren't that many. Like, he just basically disarmed them, or people just had knives. But then, I mean,
did he have like a metal cape one time? Wasn't his cape bulletproof one time?
Yeah, we did that glide. What was on top of that tower?
Yeah, I think one of those movies, his cape actually was kind of bulletproof.
There was like one of the older, I think, Michael Keaton Batman movies where he could push a button and his cape could be flameproof because he had to like shield himself from like an explosion, and then like his cape just hardened up, which is, I mean, it's cool, but it's also like kind of ridiculous. But
yeah,
but I mean, yeah, it's just weird to see him like walk through that because Batman has always been about like being more agile and like kind of avoiding like not getting just shot directly, because if you can just eat bullets, then like you behave differently. Yeah, you can just like, you're not scared. You just like run straight into people. You don't have to like avoid them, dodge, or like use the batarang to disarm them. Use the bullets.
Like the level of difficulty for Batman.
Yeah, like dropped significantly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was weird, but I guess even in like a realistic sense, it's just weird to see. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all want to talk about more villains?
We'll talk about
I mean, the gangsters are all pretty like generic gangsters. There's really not much to really talk about with
Penguin.
I mean, Penguin. I mean, his makeup is really good.
Then that was Colin Farrell as Penguin.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, that's what I have to say. His makeup is really good. I mean, he did a good job.
Yeah, that's true. He played a good role that's who he is. Yeah.
And then Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone. I know he was an actor. He played in the Transformer movies.
Yeah,
that was the guy playing the Transformer movies as that.
I was kind of looking at him like playing like a serious mob boss role. Like, really?
I think he was also in The Big Lebowski. John Turturro. Yeah, John Turturro. Yeah, he was in The Big Lebowski. I mean, he was like kind of like every other gangster villain that's ever like existed. But I mean, Batman gangster villains aren't really unique. The ones that are like grounded, the ones that are like not like fantastical. So I mean, he was solid, but nothing like out of the ordinary. Colin Farrell. I mean, the only thing they really mentioned is that his makeup was like really good because you wouldn't know who it was.
Oh yeah, that was good makeup.
Yeah, it was like real. It's not like computer effects, really. So that was pretty cool.
Like Catwoman.
I mean, honestly, I feel like she didn't even need to be in this movie. Like, if she was removed, you can cut down so much time because you could have just had like a random person tip Batman off about some things that she did. That she served.
Her friend that got killed.
Yeah, it could have just been like a random person.
Batman and got killed. You know what I mean?
It could have just been like a random person, and then all those interactions they had just didn't need to happen because it's like their relationship wasn't believable. It just kind of happened so quickly, and then
they didn't even have a relationship.
I mean, kind of did. Not like in the traditional sense, but I mean, there was an attraction. But
you all know who her father is?
American Woman. And I want to fly away. And are you gonna go my way?
Are you gonna go my way?
Also,
What's funny about Catwoman and Batman?
Her stepdad is Aquaman. So
really?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Fun fact.
They broke up.
Yeah.
Aquaman and they broke up.
You know.
But you know what's funny about Catwoman and Batman throughout that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the movie was so serious. I mean, it's Batman, it's dark, but I was like, damn, like there's not a single joke in this movie. Batman and Catwoman liked each other and never smiled at each other. You know what I mean? Never really like flirt. It was like dead serious. I was like, how do you all kiss right here? He didn't even make you smile once.
Yeah, I mean the whole tone of that movie was just like all serious.
I mean, DC movies in general are like serious, and this movie just continued to be serious, which is fine because some Batman movies, the older ones, were pretty comical. So I guess we don't want to ever venture back down that path. Though I haven't.
I think we had a balance. Like we had the cartoony Batmans in the '90s, and then we got the the Dark Knight. So it's kind of like balanced. It was like 50-50.
Yeah.
The goofy villains and the
Kids these days, they don't know about Adam West Batman. And like that was some people's first exposure to Batman was like the old costume and like the pow and how it was like absurdly like ridiculous. So most people don't notice how Batman kind of was, how that occurred, and that's kind of one of my first thoughts of Batman.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I like that one, but then, Batman has progressively become more serious, and which I probably for the better, because you kind of don't want him to be caught like a joke, which is what that was, but it was a joke in a good way.
Oh yeah, overall I think it was okay movie. I give it like 6 out of 10. I'm looking forward for the future ones. I do wish that they can take it from this all the way into like Batman Beyond. Just as far as
I want to see how Batman Beyond.
Yeah, even if they say like something like 20 years later, like if the third movie says like 20 years later, and he's older, but he has all that technology to help him, and it's like the whole city's like futuristic, just fast forward it.
Yeah, they should. I can see them making one. Yeah, they should.
I mean, they're going to have Michael Keaton in the Flash movie as like old Batman, so maybe there'll be some elements there.
Yeah.
Some Batman Beyond elements, because we'll see. We'll see how they spend that. But Ryan, what rating do you give the movie?
I'll probably give like a 5 out of 10.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah, I think it was a decent movie, but it was a little too long, and it wasn't that suspenseful to me. And overall, it was dull and a little boring.
Yeah, I give it a 6. Like I can appreciate what they did, and a lot of people, obviously they really like it. But I mean, not me. But I happen to kind of really like Ben Affleck as Batman, even though like some of the movies are kind of questionable. But the Batman, I'll probably never watch it again.
Yeah. So you like Ben Affleck as Batman?
Yeah, I like how he's like the older Frank Miller style Batman, like a bulky old dude. And I mean, Batman vs Superman, not great, but I mean, Justice League, Zack Snyder cut was really good. And I like Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman. I feel like that's what I would expect to see in an older one.
Okay.
So, did you all hear about any of those Easter eggs that were put in the movie?
I know the glasses for Riddler they look the same as Jim Carrey's Riddler. That's like the only one that I know of offhand. Like they have the same like clear frame glasses.
I don't know any Easter eggs.
Yeah, there were some Easter eggs. You know how the Riddler gave Batman a card each time?
Yeah.
Each card had like something to do with a villain from like the comics or the older movies. I'm trying to pull it up right now. So basically, like one of the card had a bunch of eyes around it, and there's something in the Batman comics called I'm on the page, but I can't get to it. It's called The Court of Owls.
Oh, the Court. I read that story. I really liked it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like one. Yeah.
The story came out like not that long ago. Like I don't remember exact the full details of it, but it's like a secret society in Gotham who has been like manipulating things in the background, as secret societies do. And I just remember Batman having a hard time with them. A very hard time. Like I haven't read a story in a long time.
Yeah. So, and I could be completely wrong because I'm just skimming through some of it, but like one of the cards had something to do with like it was flowers, and that was Poison Ivy. And these might be villains in the future movies, or this is just fun Easter eggs for the fan. One of them was, you know how that what they call the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. One of the cards had the eyes, and that was the Mad Hatter.
Oh, okay.
It reminds me, like at the end, I think that was Two-Face. I'm almost positive it was Two-Face.
Wasn't Joker?
Because he had like the damage on his face.
Yeah,
a lot of people said it was the Joker. A lot of people said it was the Joker. The things that he was saying sounded like Joker, but the face threw me off, made me think, wait.
I mean, I kind of don't want to see another iteration of Joker when there are so many other villains you can like pull from. So like, there's no reason to have another Joker.
Yeah, I want to see another Iceman, Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, better one.
Yeah.
Take 2 of these and call me in the morning. Like freeze. Yeah. It's not freeze, it's freeze.
Oh, but they got Arnold Schwarzenegger to play that role of all people.
Yeah. And the last one that I liked, one of the cards, I think it was a little boy playing with like a doll, and that was the old ventriloquist bad guy. You remember?
Yeah, the old man have a. Yeah, that was one of my favorite villains. I know it's like too goofy. Yeah, I know it's too goofy, but I would love to see that in this movie. If we had a dude that was a ventriloquist, but he was a mob boss.
I do vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
he looked like a butler. He looked like a nerdy butler, but he had the ventriloquist.
You know who would be perfect to play that role? You know who would be perfect to play that role? The guy. You ever seen the show called Monk?
Oh hell.
Yeah. I know he's in Monk.
You know, something like that. He'd be perfect playing him.
Yeah.
That'd be I can see that.
The ventriloquist?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I just searched for him. Batman ventriloquist bad guy. But yeah. Yeah,
that'd be some interesting characters. Like you don't have to keep seeing. Yeah, you're right. You don't have to keep seeing the Joker all the time. I mean, of course, he's like the most iconic villain. But there's so many characters in Batman.
Yeah, you don't want to keep seeing like the same one. There are just so many you can pick from that are like good.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe not Clayface because that's a little.
I can see Clayface in this.
I feel like it's not real. They want to make these movies a bit more serious and realistic. And as soon as you have Clayface in there, you just kind of lose all that.
They got a human bat as a bad guy.
Oh yeah.
They might bring back Bane, and then they got Scarecrow.
Like,
Scarecrow.
All the villains that we've already seen, we don't need to see them because there's just so many other villains you can do.
Hell, they barely had Harley.
I mean, she's kind of like doing her own thing. We already see her in a way, so there's kind of no reason to see her back.
Yeah.
So, what other villains are there then?
Yeah, because a lot of his villains are like comic book to me, like goofy. And this movie's so serious. It's like, how are you gonna do Poison Ivy? A woman that's just like addicted to poisonous plants that's trying to, turn a whole city into like a greenhouse. Like, they can do it, but it's gonna be kind of interesting with a dark, serious tone. So that'd be interesting to see how they do all these villains.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And there are lots of like Batman stories that they could pull like ideas from, or they could just do something brand new altogether. Just create their own villain if they wanted to. I feel like this Batman is like in an alternate world, so kind of can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
All right, I think that is it. Any final comments?
I was trying to look for different villains from Batman.
Yeah. Look out for the next movie.
What will be the next movie?
I'm saying Batman, like the one with Michael Keaton. I don't know. When I was a kid, I watched that one a lot, and I didn't even watch the one with the Joker before that. To me, the Michael Keaton one with Catwoman and Penguin, I watched that like a million times.
Oh, Batman Returns.
Yeah, that's Batman.
And then there was even like the Dark Knight. Like the Dark Knight came out, and then the one with Joker, everybody loved that one. So I feel like this one came out, and now the next one's gonna be like the one to see.
Next one will be fire. Yeah, Batman Returns is really different than the first Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember like I watched it like a million times when I was a kid, but I tried to watch it in like 2009. Like every time I got home from work, I put it on and I fell asleep each time. I couldn't get through it. Like that Batman Return movie was a tough watch when I got older.
I think I saw it not too long ago. You just have to not be tired. I think that's it. If you try to watch it when you're tired, it's not going to work out for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Hey, well, this is our very first review. Hopefully we can do more of these, and you know, have fun. So, all right.
Crew signing out.
Yep, this is Wadi from Gamerbloo signing out. Till then,
bye.
Yep, and Kamal. All right, all right. Peace.
Peace.